I really had to calm down before I shot this video because I got so excited. The Toronto Maple Leafs have just acquired Nick Foligno from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, it's a little bit complicado because of how there's 3 teams involved in this trade, similar to the a la David Savard trade with Tampa Bay. A la Detroit Red Wings, who were also involved in that 3-way trade. But in this case, it's the San Jose Sharks. So the Toronto Maple Leafs acquired Nick Foligno and Stefan Noesen, another forward, but he was from San Jose. The Blue Jackets, they got a first-round pick in 2021 from Toronto. Also from Toronto, a 4th-round pick in 2022. The San Jose Sharks acquire a 4th-round pick in 2021. So what happened was Columbus traded Nick Foligno to the San Jose Sharks, kept half his salary, and then the Sharks kept half of that remaining salary and then shipped him to Toronto with Stefan Noesen. And now the Leafs are only responsible for about 25% of Nick Foligno's salary, and the Leafs still have some cap space under the LTIR, which they can still use, which comes up to just over $2,100,000, which I think they're going to use to go after a depth defenseman. But maybe I'll put out another quick video about that later today. Moving on. Who do I think won this trade? This is really hard. I think a lot of people got what they wanted here, but for the sake of not chickening out on picking someone, I'm going to say the Leafs won this one. Yeah, I know a lot of people are mad that they gave up a first-round pick for Nick Foligno, right? He doesn't put up many points at all, but there's a lot of intangibles with this guy. I mean, he plays all forward positions. He's tough in the corners. He checks. He hits. He's really good defensively. He could take face-offs. He's got some really soft hands as well, even though he may not be the fastest skater. He's kind of like a Zach Hyman light, really. And he can also play on the penalty kill. He's been on that first unit for the Blue Jackets for years now. So just the character as well this guy brings to the room. He's Mr. Underdog. You know, when the Blue Jackets have been down in a series, down on the scoreboard, he's the one who rallies these guys back up. And now with Foligno and Thornton and Simmons and Spezza, that character the Leafs are missing for the past 3-4 years is now there in the lineup. I haven't seen a team like this since like the Doug Gilmour, Wendell Clark era, back in like '93. I want to say. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. And so they gave up a first and a fourth for this season and a 4th for next season's draft. But really, whoop-de-doo, right? Why? Because most of the kids haven't been playing for the past year. Not to mention, scouts haven't been out to see them. So picking, especially a first-round pick, in this coming up draft is almost the equivalent of, throwing darts blindfolded. It's going to be a real difficult job. And with Toronto and their extensive scouts that they have covered like cockroaches throughout North America and Europe, they probably have an advantage almost over any other team in that respect, which is why the Leafs have been finding these gems in late round picks, second and higher, for the past 3-4 years now. Yeah, there's a cap on the NHL players, but not on the boardroom and the people you can hire at the office. And Toronto has really taken advantage of that. So not getting a first, especially this season, doesn't really worry me too much, seeing as how where the team is and the opportunity that they have to really go far. And yeah, they haven't gone past the first round the past 4 seasons now. But the first one against Washington didn't count. No one even expected them to make the playoffs, right? That was Matthews' first year. And then Boston, the next couple of seasons, they took them, I want to say, to 7 games, right? And then Columbus, they should have won. They had more skill. Columbus just outworked them. But now they've got players they've never had before, like the ones I've mentioned, and Simmons, Thornton, Spezza, and now Foligno. So, and all their stars have another year under their belt. Not to mention, they have TJ Brody on defense, playing with Riley, which is a huge improvement. And then, of course, Bogosian, who's been quite a bit of a surprise, playing on that third pairing with Travis Dermott. So much has Bogosian done well that he can actually carry the puck up the ice really well, too. It's not like he's just a defensive defenseman who can play the penalty kill. And don't forget his really good ability to shove players out of the front of the net. But I digress. Back to Nick Foligno. Let's look at some of his stats really quickly here. Now, he's 6 foot, 208 pounds. He's born in Buffalo, New York. He's 33 years old, birthday on Halloween. As I mentioned, he plays all forward positions and the PK. This past season in 42 games, 7 goals, 16 points, -3. Season before that, in 67 games, he had 31 points. 10 of those were goals, and he was also a -3. Remember, he plays the first penalty K unit. And then for his career in the playoffs, he's got 51 games under his belt, in which he totals 9 goals, 22 points, and a -6 with 40 penalty minutes. I think this is just what they needed, really. I tweeted about this, not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to anyways. Back in early March, that this was the kind of ideal player they needed slotted into their lineup, a Zach Hyman light, so to speak. So I'm really happy with this. I do think they're going to go out and try and get a depth defenseman, maybe even do one of these 3-way trades, circumvent the cap, whether you like it or not. It's legal, and try and get themselves maybe a Nicholas Halmerson or Jason Demers or something, a guy of John Merrill's Inc., a stay-at-home defenseman who can maybe pair up with Zach Bogosian and push Dermott off to the the 7th spot, because as much as I like him, he gives away the puck too much. And Bogosian can move the puck himself. In any case, I would love to hear from you. What do you think of this trade down in the comment section below? Where do you think they're going to play Foligno? I'm guessing it's going to be in the top 6. I think it'll be either with Tavares and Nylander or Matthews and Marner. And Galchenyuk, for the meantime, will play wherever Foligno doesn't in the top 6. He had 2 assists with Matthews and Marner in a game against Ottawa, by the way, in his first game playing with those two. And then that would allow them to push Zach Hyman down to that third shutdown line that their coach loves so much, with Mikheyev and Peter Engvall centering that line. And then on the 4th line, you've got Kerfoot on the 4th line centering it, playing with, I would imagine, Jason Spezza, and a mix of either Wayne Simmons or Thornton. Now, Joe I think he's been getting a little slow in his past 12 to 15 games. Maybe they should rest him, especially before the playoffs. But it's a good problem to have, right? Let me hear what you think, how you think Foligno's going to move into this lineup. Maybe he'll even play center. That's a possibility. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes up. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to each other out there in this crazy world we're living in right now, and I'll see you soon.